Welcome to the Legacy of Luxury. Happy holidays. It's the holiday season. Happy Saturday. This is part two of our Christmas slash Hanukkah slash holiday slash Kwanzaa special. And we're going to talk a little bit more practically now and give some advice about shopping. We're early in the holiday season, but again, just to avoid these last minute ordeals. So I'm going to start with my number one ultimate holiday shopping thing is like, the price will always get better. Don't believe that when you see something, oh my God, last minute sale, as they get closer and they have more of those things, the prices will get better, right? Or at least it'll be exactly
But
where
how
it was.
late can you wait?
I mean, that's a great point, because if you go past the 15th, now they're like, I got these suckers. So I'm saying when Prime Day comes out, because we're filming this in October, tomorrow, you could wait till Black Friday or Cyber Monday. Don't get fooled into believing you have to buy early. They're not going to run out of anything. I mean, they're going to throw tariffs back in our face like they are going to run out. They're not going to run out of anything, not anything that anyone wants. And the other one is be careful when buying discounted goods, because most of the times they're only discounted because nobody else wants them, or they have too much of them, or the next model is coming out the next year. What about you? Before we get into the nitty gritty of jewelry and things, any practical advice just from your experience shopping around the holidays?
You know, I try and avoid it because I'm too busy selling at the holidays. December, man, when Thanksgiving rolls around, I don't take a day off until, that December 25th date when the stores close. So I'm probably not the right person, to ask, but I can absolutely say from a retailer perspective, what you said is exactly right, is that, listen, don't fall for the traps early on. That's what they want to do. And then a retailer is always going to try and figure out, okay, well, now I've done the beginning trap, of the season.
Right.
How do I now get, they kind of almost break it up into thirds, right?
I would say so.
And so, it's kind of
I would say actually they break it into quadrants, because they actually think of the return and the Christmas to the next 2 weeks after Christmas as its own like whole thing, because that's when it's somehow even cheaper after it, because anything left they just so like if you want to do yourself a favor, move Christmas to the 15th of January and just exchange goods then.
See, give her a gift, right, Nick? Give your wife something, but it doesn't actually have anything in it.
Yes.
Say, we're going shopping on the 26th because we're going to get the best deal.
Yes.
But listen, are you wrong about, I mean, I hate to not have anything against car manufacturers or car dealers, but walk in somewhere on December 30th or December 31st to buy a car. Probably the best day of the year to buy one.
Yeah, I think, and I've talked about this often on my other marketing show, but like, we are so bad at economics in this country. For a country that is as proud and as smart and as much money, do you know how few people understand how important supply and demand is? Like, the reason that the prices go low is because either the supply is low or the demand is high, the demand is low or the supply is high. Yeah. So they have room for price. There's no exception to the rule. And especially nowadays, like, so my daughter is huge into K-pop Demon Hunters, like every other person in the world, apparently. And like, they can't make these freaking costumes fast enough. Like, I'm
really?
Like, how in God's name the Chinese can't make them fast enough because now everything's delayed with tariffs?
Right.
How, as a country, as an American country, can't we make these costumes? How could we not figure out how to make these costumes? How could Target, they can't have these costumes in? How? But again, point is, supply and demand, they will always try to get rid of what they have to set up for the next season or the next year, which allows you to do so.
And if I can just add one fun fact about, something that I find interesting if I was listening to this show, something that, you've heard about me, but you don't know. It sounds silly, but if you, ask when their fiscal year ends,
For sure.
and you've got inventory here, Solomon Brothers included, there is huge incentive to get the inventory off the lot,
For sure.
so to speak. And that is a real thing. There is an actual tax to it. So there's an actual cost to the retailer.
For sure.
Take advantage of that when you're in the store.
Yeah, so I agree with you, but kind of don't be rude about it. Like, it's completely respectful to ask, and if you have the right conversation, but like, don't get them to the end and then ask for more. Don't waste people's time. Like, we know what our margin is. We know where there's room. There's exceptions always, but especially if you've bought a lot from us in the past, like, just have a conversation. It's like broken in this country. We can't have conversations. All right, well, again, we flew through this, so we're going to get back from the break, and we're going to go into some nitty gritty, some really awesome items, shopping tips and jewelry, and then we're going to talk about drinks and cool things we like, watches, all that good stuff. So you've been listening to the Legacy of Luxury, the Christmas and Hanukkah special, and we will be right back.
Welcome back to the Legacy of Luxury. Jaron Solomon, Nick Constantino here with you, and I am here to give you the absolute sure thing. What guy doesn't want a sure thing?
Yeah, I mean, so much innuendo. I don't know what to do with it. So much innuendo.
So, guys, this holiday season, for your lucky lady, please stick with diamond, diamond stud, diamond hoop, diamond necklace. We're running some awesome specials. Diamond prices are really competitive right now. They're holding their value really nicely. We've gone over 12 months without a price change in the natural diamond market. So natural diamonds are really a great value, a great buy. That's why places like us have a trade-in value, 100% trade-in on those items. So if she likes them on day one, great, but wants something bigger on year two, you can always get your money back for them, all that. But I'm not here to plug that. It's more about, diamond studs, diamond hoops, diamond necklace, really come in and take advantage of these prices this holiday season. And what girl is giving back diamond studs?
Yes. No, I love it. And one of the things I'm very proud of, it is very smart the way that you have chosen to do this, where we don't talk price any month out of the year except now, because you make it so simple, and it is a price that's not going to change. And at a price, to be honest with you, because I've seen the numbers, if you include the marketing, is pretty much at cost. Like you're doing this to get people into the family, knowing that we have the customer service that will bring them back. I have to imagine, like, we're going to have some fun, man. Put some eggnog out there, crack some allocated bottles of bourbon, have the TVs with a fireplace going, even though freaking Atlanta's going to still be 80 degrees. But, like, I think it's going to be a really fun time. I'm excited to see it being my first holiday season in retail. I mean, I've been in the other side forever, so this is the first time I'm going to see retail from the back end. All right, so no offense, though, that's simple, easy answers. Let's complicate this a little bit. Let's talk about some unique gifts. Let's talk about maybe custom jewelry. And if you have the time and it is October and you're thinking about it, why not make something from scratch that you really can't duplicate?
Yeah, for sure. So just to run through a couple of the items that we're thinking for this holiday season, bezel set jewelry has been very hot this year, and we are making some very cool pieces, with bezels, with diamonds, with color.
I think bezel set, like retro, like kind of Art Deco for some reason. That's where my mind goes to, is that Art Deco 30s like kind of look.
You see more metal, right? With the bezel, right? You actually see the outline of the gold or the white gold or the rose gold. And so I think when you see that, you think a little bit of a throwback.
But like way back. I mean, that, again, everyone probably thinks about this differently, but it looks like the old ways that there's a couple of buildings in Nashville and New York that have that Art Deco, like very metropolitan style as these cities were going up, because again, the utility was so important.
Yeah, absolutely. And listen, I want you also, everyone out there to think a little bit, I mean, not way outside the box, but just because it's December, think birthstone. Think anniversary, think these kinds of things with the gift that you're giving. Maybe it's a heart pendant, a pave heart pendant that, is selling great right now in both yellow and white gold. But really think about those sentimental things. Think about your kids. Think about initials. That this is the time of year to do that. It doesn't have to be on your kid's birthday or on her birthday or your anniversary. It can be a time to go ahead and get that if she's a September birthday. Get that sapphire piece, right? So really enjoy, the largest selections at any jewelry store, right?
Sure.
I mean, you're going to see the most inventory in the month of December.
Which gives you a chance to really see what you like. You're going to have everything out there. Yeah, and I would say, similarly what you and I say, like, come see us early. Go to the jewelry store early. We're going to be busy. Make an appointment. But the earlier you go, the more attention you're going to get, the more one-on-one time you're going to get. I know it's hard to roll out of bed. I know it's, it's still dark at 9 o'clock in the morning. My kids are dealing with it now. Oh, my God. They just want to sleep. They don't even want to wake up. They're like, no chance of waking up. Summertime, 6:05, slamming on my door. Now they'll probably go down to 9 a.m. It's unbelievable. My wife, too, though. She hates the cheese and change. She just doesn't. I actually enjoy it. I think it's easier to work out when it's dark outside. For some reason, I just move. So
it's easier to play golf when it's light outside.
That's usually how it works until we invent our nighttime golf driving range / 9-hole course. All right, what the heck were we talking about? All right, so yes, but just when you come, please come for the experience. We're busy, but there's going to be so much energy. It's going to be really exciting. When you go to any jewelry store, like if you walk in and it feels like it's cumbersome to be there, walk out. Like that's not the situation you should be shopping in, right? Like no one on earth needs to go to Home Depot on Black Friday, on like the Friday to save $3. Like again, opportunity cost, right? This is economic principles.
Yeah.
If you waited 2 hours to get a free 99-cent taco because someone stole a base in the World Series, your 2 hours is worth 50 cents an hour.
That's right.
That math is broken. And I don't want to explain it because I don't want to go into that kind of rant on the show. But all right, so let's talk a little bit more about. So my buddy, and he's actually buying something from us, did something really cool. It really stood out to me. And he has bought the birthstone of every child that has been born in a different kind of charm and pen, and he's making it into like an all-encompassing thing. So all of the kids are always with her, and like they're not expensive stones. It's a peridot, and there's some light stones.
Easy.
But again, the thought that goes into it, and if you think about it, you can just keep morphing this and adding pieces to it, and maybe you celebrate a vacation you went on or something like that. So I like when you said about the birthstones and the color, because they can symbolize so much more. That being said, they could be with diamond.
Yeah. No, listen, I just did the most beautiful charm bracelet, all hearts, all different kinds of hearts. And then each kid and grandkid, this was for the grandmother, with their birthday and their name. And it was just a really cool piece. I know the client well, so I was able to kind of get a little sneak peek into the giving as well of it, which was really cool. But along with that, we haven't talked about a whole lot for the men.
Yeah.
And you and I being real men.
Real
Nick,
men. Yep.
Yep. Let's define what that means. But
these days.
But you're a watch guy, I'm a watch guy. But before we get into watches, talk gold a little bit. We're seeing a lot of men wearing more gold chains right now.
Yeah.
I wear one myself. Yes, it's underneath my shirt, but wear a little pendant off of it, and some really cool stuff that we can do for the guys. And I think that come in. You're also buying gold, so the price is really good for what it is. It's expensive because gold is so high right now. If you've listened to the show, you know that, or if you turn on CNBC, you know that gold is very high right now. But you are buying a commodity. You are buying something that literally has its value in weight.
You know what? Do me a favor, because we're going to air this in November. Talk a little bit about that. Talk about the trade-in stuff. Talk about one of the specials. So one of the things we're going to do in November is we're going to do a buyback month with additional credit to try to prime you to have more money to spend for the holidays. So talk about how we're able to offer 50% additional credit on gold because of that value and how it retains value. Because I think it's an important thing to note, like you probably have more gold sitting in your house that you don't know what to do with.
Yeah.
Give an idea of all the things we can do with it, and at the very least, sell it back and have something to buy new stuff with.
Yeah, so listen, we love buying gold, not just because it's obviously gold and it is going up in value and all that good stuff.
And we have the capability to smelt it and do the things which most people don't.
Exactly.
We can reuse it. We have the ability.
Well,
upcycling.
You just hit on it right there. Is that recycling the gold, because gold doesn't go bad, right? These guys in the shop, they're using it for sizings, and they're using it for even the laser machine and retipping and all that kind of stuff. We're able to use it, hand fabricate certain pieces. Shout out to our jeweler David. Something that I've seen him do with what we call "quote unquote" scrap gold that we've bought in before is just so cool and so innovative. So we love getting in. We're able to offer a premium because you pay the houses that you actually sent for casting. You pay them a premium on the gold.
Yeah.
So we're able to pay for the gold, and we're even able to offer this 50%, up from the gold that you're bringing in for the buyback month, because it actually is worth a premium to us.
To us, and most people don't do that, but it's a great thing. Like, you're looking about what to spend. Well, if you have things you're sitting on, don't give that. Trade that in to build something better, custom. And you know what? If there's so much sentimentality, convert that into a necklace. You don't have to lose it. You can keep the sentimental value of
100%.
it, which is
and I
awesome.
promise you right now, if that piece has been sitting in your drawer for even over 3 years, you're making money on it now. Which is wild.
Yeah, I love it. And I think the reason it's for dudes too. Like, you want a gold necklace, bring 3, smelt them down, polish it, make it look new, maybe dip it in rhodium, make it white gold. There's so many options. And I'm just learning the options.
Yeah.
But there's so many options. And it is so impressive that we're making that stuff here. I mean, again, I think we've talked about this, but I literally saw somebody in Sharpsburg hand draw something that we catted that we put into cast, and then we actually made the pendant out of and saw them wear it.
Yeah.
Right? Man, if you're if you're a guy or a girl that's artistic and have a spouse that wants you to get that fire back, if you draw something by hand and build it from them, I'm telling you, that's it. The sentimental value attached to that is unbelievable. And like Jaron said, the gold and the diamonds hold value. So if they say, you know what, this is actually stupid, I can't believe I fell for this, well, cast it down and start over. We'll give you your credit back. So there's just a lot of things that go into it.
100%. And just, sorry, one more thing, Nick, to talk about Rolex watches just for a quick second. Because when we talked about the opening on this show in terms of the inventory on hand at the end of the year in the month of December.
We will run out of those.
You should run out of them, but I'm telling you right now, if there are Rolexes in the store, you're going to want to come in and grab them because it's going to be the best deal of the year, right? You want to get that stuff. It's very expensive. You want to get that off the floor, and you want to repurchase it the following year. But the Rolex watches, for the guys out there that love to collect watches, whether it's Rolex, Patek, AP, all of that kind of stuff, we're going to have beautiful selections of them throughout the holidays. They'll probably get sold more than likely, but check in with your local, jeweler, watch collectors. You're going to want to get that inventory out of there before the end of the year. So take advantage of it.
Yeah. And I'll also say, while you're coming, make it worth your while, right? Bring your watches for service. We have guys that can do it, that are awesome at it, that do it for cheaper, that do it quick. Bring your jewelry in to get cleaned. Like, it doesn't have to just be the purchase. Bring everything to get clean. You have holiday parties coming up. Come get all that stuff clean. I can't tell you the way it pops when all of that dirt comes from under the diamond and the light reflects off of it. Just get this stuff done. This is the time to do it. It's an enjoyable time. I mean, is
there a better face to see? Nick and I do a lot of cleanings at these galas, and you see after 45 seconds of steam and clean.
Best. I mean, the best. It's the pitch I've gotten the best at. When I explain it, and I always joke, I'm like, you women are so dirty. The amount of dirt on you, we got to get it out of there. It doesn't always go the way I want it to. I get some dirty looks sometimes, but yeah. So, all right, we're gonna get back and we're gonna finally talk about what we actually want because we haven't even had a chance. So you've been listening to The Legacy of Luxury, and we will be right back.
Welcome back to The Legacy of Luxury. So we are talking in this segment about some really home run gifts that we've, given our wives, given to our mother, our folks, just some really cool stuff. And I would say that, one of my favorite gifts that I got from my wife that we then, did something similar for our, my in-laws, her parents, is when you find these guys that can paint a picture.
Yeah.
Right. And these artists out there that can take a picture. And, my wife did something very cool for me, this past year for our anniversary. And, it was a real picture of my dad, who unfortunately passed away. But the artist really brought the picture to life. And it was kind of creepy, honestly. At first, I was like a little bit.
Why are these eyes following me?
But really special. So, I mean, that was something really neat. And then we were able to basically take kind of our kids and give this artist a picture and then give it to my in-laws, and they absolutely loved it.
Cool.
And things of that. What are some of your favorite gifts that you've given?
Yeah, so me and my wife kind of a little unorthodox, but we don't give Christmas presents, and we try to go away for Martin Luther King every year. So we went to London last year. We're looking at going to Ireland or Spain this year. Just a 4 or 5 day quick trip.
Yeah.
Just because that's what we really enjoy doing together. Yeah. And because you don't have the pressure on the holidays of what to buy each other, it makes you spend a little bit more when you go away. And that's the thing. We always try to buy artwork when we're away. Yeah. Really completely embed ourselves in the culture, which is easy in London, and it's easy for me in Spanish, but you want to just immerse yourself. So what I'll always do Duolingo the 3 months leading in, so I hone up on my Spanish, or if we were trying to go to Paris. So it's part of that experience that we do together. That's kind of the broadening. But I'll talk about my dad because he's a spaz and he likes the simplest things. He's the kind of guy who's never had fancy things. All he wanted in his life was a Ford Bronco, so he bought himself a Bronco. That's the only thing nice he's ever bought himself. He's a very humble guy, so I always buy him the dumbest golf attire I can find. This year from the kids, it was the it was like a T-shirt that said "I left my green jacket in the wash" or something like that, and he wears it 3 times a week. I mean,
love that.
just the doofiest, or like papu because it means grandpa in Greek. Like my papu is cooler than your grandpa. Like just little things like that. Because he is also not an Amazon shopper, so he doesn't know how easy it's gotten to find those things.
I love that.
But I think that you don't get lost on the joke value, because sometimes a funny gift, you actually put more thought into a formal and serious gift.
Oh, I love it.
What about Mama Solomon? What is she a fan of?
Oh man,
obviously the grandkids make her happy, but what else is she like?
Yeah, listen, we like to treat her. She loves a good massage.
Good.
So that's something that we love to get for her. But
Good.
in all honesty, it's like you said, some of the gifts that don't cost anything or are just kind of a gag gift or a joke. She absolutely loves kids making artwork, all of that kind of stuff, and we encourage all of that from them, and she really loves to get it. So she's pretty simple, but don't let her fool you. A nice handbag never hurts her.
Never hurt anybody. I think one of the things that is really like of the month clubs, because stuff's really expensive nowadays, man. But if you can get, I remember one year I bought my wife a wine of the month club.
Yeah.
Somehow it went for 5 years, 6 years on the one Valentine's Day present. But if you find the right one that's got a little quirkiness to it, a little something you can't find somewhere, most recently I got her a charcuterie of the month club. Right? Because like she's just a nut for charcuterie, and I'm like, look, I don't like it, I don't eat it, so me going to the store to find it for you is not going to work.
Right.
So now it just comes in the mail. Like little things like that, I actually think are really clever and smart.
I like that.
A pasta of the month club. I mean, there's just little things, because what happens is, especially with like a pasta of the month club, because now you're buying really expensive pasta, you put more into the meal. Like you feel like you have to do more into the meal. So I think those of the month clubs, there's so many now that are really nice. And then so my wife, for example, she won't get a massage or a facial when we're away, right? So I'm going to buy her the freaking gift card. So when we're away, she doesn't have a choice, because otherwise it gets wasted. She has to use it.
I like that.
So that's another one. I'm very anti-gift card, unless it's like clothes, where it's weird if you buy your wife clothes.
Yeah.
Like me buying her a blouse is just odd. So it's like, take the gift card and go be.
No, clothes are a tough one.
It's a tough one. You can't. There's no way to go. And God bless my wife, but she's botched so many things I've told her to get that she's got bought for me. She's just botched it so bad.
Yeah. No, it's great. And listen, my wife Allie, she's just not going to buy herself anything even remotely expensive for the category, right? So shoes, even sneakers, there's a lot of designer sneakers out there. She would never. So, I mean, it's nice, I like to spoil her, and things like that she just would never, ever do for herself. And, my mom, the same thing. So,
but it doesn't go unnoticed, man. I mean, I know that they act coy, but it does not go unnoticed. My wife, the past 2 pieces of jewelry I've got her, she's like, never spend that much money again every day she's worn.
Yeah, she loves it.
So, like, what do you mean never? But you're sending mixed signals here. Not the first one that's ever done that.
Yeah, well, it's all about wearing. If they're wearing it, they love it. You should buy more of it.
I get it. That's subliminal.
That's your advice out there
subliminal.
for everybody. But listen, this has been a lot of fun. Hopefully, everyone has a better idea of what to buy, when to buy, how to buy. And I think it's super important. So don't get sucked in.
The holidays. Enjoy it. We're such a high-stress world. It's a tough time out there. Enjoy the holidays. Enjoy being around loved ones. If you don't have loved ones, come hang with us. I'm not kidding. Come by. Get yourself cleaned. We are going to have fun here, and that's what we do.
Yep. Listen, happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays. You've been listening to Legacy of Luxury.